Have you ever found yourself stuck trying to enforce a specific function's signature in TypeScript? It can be a real challenge, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to enforce the last argument of a function to be a specific type in TypeScript. I totally get it. Trying to maintain consistency in your code can feel like herding cats. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar issues when trying to enforce function signatures. Here's the specific question we're tackling today. One user asked, "Is there a way to enforce that the last argument of a function must be a particular type?" They provided some pseudocode didn't quite work. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the issue here? The user is trying to enforce a function type interface where the last argument must be a specific type. This can be tricky because TypeScript's type system has its limitations. But don't worry, we'll break it down step by step. And stick around. I have a neat workaround at the end that could help you achieve what you want, so you won't want to miss it. To enforce that the last argument of a function must be a specific type in TypeScript, the user can utilize tuple types along with the spread syntax. This allows for a flexible number of arguments while ensuring the last one is of the desired type. The user can define an interface for the function type. In this case, they can create an interface called modification that specifies the last argument as some type. This is done by using the spread operator to capture all previous arguments. Next, the user can implement this interface in a function. When defining the function, they should ensure that the last parameter matches the specified type, which is some type in this case. If the user wants to enforce that the last argument is optional, they can modify the interface to reflect this. By adding a question mark after the last argument, they can indicate that it is not required. Finally, when implementing the new convention, the user should ensure that any method adhering to this interface includes the last argument if it is defined as required. This will enforce the desired structure across their methods. Fun fact, TypeScript was developed by Microsoft and was first released in 2012. It has since become a favorite among developers for its strong typing capabilities. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggested by another user is to use function overloads. If you know the maximum number of parameters your function will take, you can define multiple overloads. Each overload specifies the last argument as the required type. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative approach suggested by a user involves defining a type for the modification function. They propose using a union type for the function signature, allowing the first argument to be of a specific type, while the rest can be any combination of strings or numbers. Here's the workaround I promised. By using conditional types, you can create a more flexible function signature that enforces the last argument type while allowing for any number of preceding arguments. And there you have it. You should now have a better understanding of how to enforce the last argument of a function in TypeScript. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips, and don't forget to check out our other videos for more TypeScript tricks.